Hi everyone, I'm in a new province and I just finished up the league with Aokis Aristocrats. You can really make some huge Mortician Beetles with that deck, and you can also control the board very well with a Sparksmith. As always, you can kill your opponent with lots of goblins in whatever matches you want by clicking on the timestamps in the description down below. While you're down there, if you wouldn't mind liking the video and subscribing to the channel, I'd seriously appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the league. All right, Pie Whiz. That is a familiar opponent name. So I don't like this hand at all. I think we would go turn 1, Great Furnace, go get black mana, turn 2, Life Staff, Mortician Beetle. But then we got nothing going on. We don't have any sacrifice outlets. We could draw into some of our removal, I guess. I guess we'd have a 2-1 attacking on turn 2 plus a Mortician Beetle with backup. This isn't that bad. Maybe this would be greedy to mulligan. It's like kind of a sufficiently fast start. But I'm not sure. This isn't easy. This definitely is not an easy keep. I think there's some 6s that look worse, look a lot worse than this. But okay, you're back. It definitely was not a coincidence. You'd mulligan? So you guys are all mulliganing? Let's think about a 6, though. Let's think about a 6. Like, what if we come up with, like, 2 Skirk Prospectors or 2 Sacrifice Outlets? Actually, yeah, 2 Sac Outlets and a land. And any of these cards. Yeah, Reaping the Graves. I'm with you guys. I'm with you guys. We got a Sac Outlet. We got a Noble. The mana's a little clunky, but I'm definitely not throwing this one away. I'm definitely not throwing this one away. We don't want another 4-drop. Get out of here. Yeah, I agree. Oh, it's Tron. Guys, we gotta go fast. We gotta go so fast. We're playing an 0-2 on turn 1. Give me something to sack. Give me something to sack. So we'll see what our opponent's up to. Troning away. There's Sparksmith. Okay, so I think Sparksmith here is less important than getting down Life Staff and getting this damage in this turn. So we're going to go like that. And then next turn will be tap land Sparksmith. And finally a Falkenrath Nobel. Going fast is your signature move. Man, I am very sorry to hear that, Fallen King. But sometimes that's good, you know? Just Tron things, really. The Tattletale Stranger. Let's do this, Wheeler. Let's do this. Okay, so there's some untapped black mana for what that's worth. So we'll go to combat. We'll swing for 1. Unfortunately. And play Bloodfell Caves. Our artifact lands don't matter yet. And I don't think our opponent's going to play like a Miscalculate effect here. I guess I could Condescend X1. But yeah, didn't think that was happening here. I like instant speed removal against this deck, especially where they have Mole Drifters and things like that. I am yeah, Impulse. So they're probably going to have Tron Drifter next turn. We're playing them out of the sideboard. So we have Krark Clan Shaman over... We have Krark Clan Shaman over another copy of Martyr of Sands or Electrickery because we can tutor it up with Martyr. Oh yeah, their next turn is going to be insane. So here comes Mole Drifter, as we anticipated. And that'll find the rest of their colored mana. And yeah, we're just in a lot of trouble now. We can kill Mole Drifter dead. Yep. So as anticipated, that's how this is going to go. And this turn feels pretty clear to me. I like Goblin Sledder here. So we're going to Sparksmith your Mole Drifter. X2. Now if they have Pulse here, of course that's not ideal. But the sacrifices you make. Okay, so next turn we can play Goblin Sledder, and that's kind of an explosive turn, but if they have... Oh, is this off any trigger? Oh, no. Okay. You guys got me. What's up, Waltzmark? How you doing? Oh, here's Pulse, too. They have it. Ugh. Okay. Reading the card explains the card. I need a supercut. Where's the punt supercut? I guess I don't have that many punts. Or that many clear ones, anyway. So opponent opting to not cast their Mole Drifter here. I guess they can't. We find more lands, which is kind of funny. So we'll play Sledder. Doubt. You doubt that I don't make that many punts? Okay. You're entitled to that. So we'll hit them for 4 here. We do have a good bit of value coming, so yeah, we're not going to sack anything in response or anything. I don't think just letting Goblin Sledder go for a little bit of extra damage here is worth. So we'll pass. We want as many bodies on board as possible for when they start fogging to use our Falkenrath Nobel to hopefully win the game. This is going to be teachings. Yeah, RTFC is a very powerful acronym. That's what happens, man. You play with like the same cards so often, and like I guess this happens to everyone except limited players who are just like gods pretty much. But you play with the same cards so often, you don't even consider what other cards do. You just kind of make a guess. You'd be scared. Yeah, if this were Commander, they'd be on the back foot. We've drawn kind of a oh, nice. Opponent's got the Electrickery. Electrickery isn't that big of a deal here, but Fallen King is a god. Fallen King confirmed GOD. And here comes Electrickery. Most likely. Firebolt would suck, but... Alright, so Sledder will give... Sparksmith +1/+1. Although, actually, Chirurgeon is probably just better. So Chirurgeon, we'll give Sparksmith. No, we'll give Sparksmith plus Regenerate. Oh my god. Smarksmith. Yeah, it sounds like a good on-card name. And I think we're going to let go of Chirurgeon here. I think we want the pump effect, and gaining a little bit of life ain't bad either. It's attacking for less than Goblin Sledder, which is basically... but then Sledder dies. Like, that's awkward. I think we have to sacrifice Sledder here. I want Sparksmith to kill their creatures. So we'll sacrifice Sledder. Noble triggers. Oh yeah, these teachings decks have it all. So we'll regenerate the Sparksmith. That's the only creature we're losing to Electrickery, unless they have another one, of course. 6 mana, so is this going to be Dinrova Horror? I think Dinrova Horror probably means game here. Ooh, is this just Rolling Thunder? Just a big, dirty Rolling Thunder? Looks like. 1, 2, 3. So we'll see what they target. I wonder what we want to save here. Probably Noble. Yeah, we definitely want to save Noble. So we're going to deal 1/1/1, which will kill everything. So we will regenerate Noble. Sack. Well, this would help, right? They could have killed the rest of our board if we didn't do this. This way, anyway. So regenerate the Noble. I think the regenerate ability is better. Like, the regenerate ability here allows us to save a lot more of our board. And we don't need any extra sacrifice value, so we'll just let it go like this. Gain some life. I probably should have regenerated this again, but I mean, anything could have happened, right? Another Electrickery, or like they could have teachings for another Electrickery or something. Oh my god, deck, why? Okay. So we're flooding out pretty hard this game. We've only resolved 5 spells to our opponent's 6, and teachings was one of them, so we're probably going to die. I just think the Regenerator had a higher upside. It wasn't going to die to the Electrickery either, so... And I wanted to save Sparksmith to get the extra Noble triggers. So here's Muldrifter. You're going to try to find him some more action. It can also block Falkenrath Nobel, which is kind of all we got going on here. I think so too, Waltzmark. Prospector. Well, I'm happy to have a sack outlet here. So we'll play Prospector, see if they have Condescend or something. Gonna get rid of Electrickery over here so I stop playing Afraid of It. And Condescend. Exigillion. Essence Scatter. You got it. Play a land. And yeah, we'll just pass. There's no sense trading our Falkenrath Noble for a Muldrifter. Oh, man. Yeah. It does... Well, I guess if you were playing Bloodbriar, I could totally see that. What was the... I found a creature last night that was just like... I was thinking to myself, like, why don't Red Deck Wins decks play it? But I think Affinity was just more popular when the deck was conceived. And it was a 2-drop instead of a 3-drop, or a 2-drop instead of a 1-drop. That could also be why. All right, so time to just start playing as fast as possible. So we'll go for Sparksmith here. They might have more counter magic. Oh my god. Yep. Infinite counter magic. And this is Tron, folks. This is what they do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't 6 for Condescend. And soon, I'm sure we'll see a Ghostly Flicker, like a Teachings for Ghostly Flicker, and then they'll just get their Mnemonic Wall down and start their card draw shenanigans until they find an Orocore. At which point we can't really crawl back. Granted, they could just like brick for the rest of their lives. That would be ideal. Unfortunately, Teachings kind of stops the possibility of bricking. Yep, there goes Noble. So that was kind of the last thing we had going on. And they get in, they have a Teachings in hand to get whatever they need. And where we're down on time... Oh man, another land. Sweet deck, you're the best. Where we're down on time, it would almost make more sense to just scoop, but I want to see an actual win condition first. Because Muldrifter is something we can deal with. They're going to get Prohibit, yep. Of course we'll win. Yeah. By those like best of 1 rules. I'm kind of upset by that. That match that Jerry Thompson lost because his life total was lower. Like that was a little bit of a tilt. I understand that they were like trying something new and everything, and you definitely get, you know, you get your 1 or 2 to try stuff out, but I don't know why they ever thought that would be a good idea, or that people would be even remotely okay with that. During the Mythic Invitational, Jerry Thompson lost a match while on control and having already turned the corner because his life total was lower than his opponent's when the match went to a draw. And so to decide the draw, Jerry Thompson lost the match because his life total was lower. Yeah. You guys didn't hear about that? You got to get in on this Magic drama. And it was double elimination, so they couldn't have draws. Yeah. And they could have chosen any resource to decide any number of resources. Like it could have, there's a lot of ways it could have been thought out, but nope. Straight up life total. I know, I was mad. I was on tilt. I didn't say anything about it because, like, you know, I respect what Wizards does 99% of the time. So yeah, Ethereon, it is really hard to keep up with. But that was one of those ones where it was just like, what were they even thinking, man? Like, how do you think people would be okay with that? He had more Phyrexian mana. Less life, but a lot more Phyrexian mana. They should have judged it on Phyrexian mana, the resource. Definitely should have won, 100%. All right, yeah, I'm just not... We're definitely losing that game. And it is a little, like, cheesy to go that way with your opponent. So we're going to bring in our Pyroblasts, bring in our Relic of Progenituses. I don't think anything... Flaring Pain's probably worth. I assume this deck is running some non-zero number of fogs. It's a debate whether the Pyroblast should come in, but I think our spot removal can just come out. So Terminate will come out. Probably some non-zero number of Sparksmiths. Although, no, I like Sparksmiths. I like having the creatures about as much as possible. Might only want 2 Pyroblasts. We'll go down a Bolt. Reaping the Graves might be okay. Maybe Pyroblasts don't come in here. Yeah, Lifestaff probably isn't doing great, but it is one of our sacrifice payoffs. But I think you're right. Maybe Lifestaff comes out, and we just do it like that. I like having the Pyroblast against Tron because it can slow them down so much. Even Arena tells you life is a resource. Yeah, that was the funny thing. There was like a reminder. I don't know if we want all the Lifestaffs out or not. No, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. The pump effect is like worth it, but having 3 lightning bolts to get that damage through is just faster. So yeah, the extra point of damage is like if we were going to cut lightning bolts instead, then there's no point. I like Reaping the Graves a lot because Tron can just go all stupid, like casting a million ghostly flickers, and then we just Reaping the Graves, get all our creatures back that they've been painstakingly getting rid of the entire game. And so we weren't cutting this. I think Falkenrath Nobel is critical in this matchup. These spells are definitely important. Pyroblast can stop a ghostly flicker loop when we're trying to kill them. Chirurgeon's probably good against Electrickery. Sparksmith is good against their creatures, and we have a Noble out, as we saw last game. Although, maybe like some... I might take a 1 Sparksmith for another Bolt. Now that I'm thinking of it. Maybe not, though. Sparksmith's probably fine. I like instant speed removal against Tron. 005 night. You'd have gone 5-0? Did it have anything to do with Martyr of Sands? Because that's tight. And congratulations. Okay. So, oh god, okay. No lander. Gonna have to mulligan this. 1 land would have done it for that one. Okay. A really bad 1 lander against Tron without any real potential of going that much bigger. So we're gonna mulligan this. Okay. We have to keep here. 1 drop sack outlet, albeit not a good one, is going to go to the bottom. Play Grey Furnace and pass. There's so many 4s that are worse than this. Get in there. You can do it. Okay, Prospector's a great draw. I hope we can do this, guys. I hope we can do this. I'm going to do my darndest. But yeah, I don't think the Tron matchup is probably all that great. Oof. Big oof. Okay, we have no mana now. Hey, we did it. Okay, play Prospector, pass the turn. The mismatched Prospectors for the rub-ins. We are net decking Aokis out here, gang. All right, is it Signet? Sure. Is this what people call removal Tron? Is that what we're up against today? I don't really see the point of sacking Prospector to get War Marshal, especially where War Marshal represents kind of an explosive turn if we do draw mana. I guess it represents 2 damage a turn as opposed to 1, but that's not enough. I think having those creatures in combination is best. But opponent had the Hydroblast, so we're probably just dead. Flood into Screw. Good start, guys. Good start. All right, there's Seagate Oracle. Going to have a look. Get a card. Oh yeah, ultimate style points. Oh yeah, we are super dead here. Yeah, it's Tron. Tron gonna Tron. And you can tell that they're like one of those variants that don't really need Tron because they're not really going out of their way to get it. But at this point, it's conceivable that they can just kind of like beat us down with 1/3s and win that way. Fun, engaging, and interactive Magic. Yep. I mean, the only decision we really had in this game was whether we were going to sacrifice Skirk Prospector to Screw Beats Flood. Whether we were going to get a Mogg War Marshal down on the battlefield. Maybe that mulligan where we had the single land and the kind of anemic hand, but I think we did the best of what we could with what we had. So now we're just going to see how far Tron goes down the rabbit hole. There's Mnemonic Wall to get back Hydroblast. And we're probably... Oh, just to get back Ghostly Flicker. Yeah, that's reasonable. So now they're going to go digging with Oracle and Wall until they find a way to close this game out fast enough that they don't die. And if we screw on lands here... Another Sparksmith. All right. Probably discard Warren Wearing here. I think it's got the least upside. I don't think it's going to get us anywhere to winning this game. Prophetic Prism. Our opponent might just brick, though. They might just brick all day. That's always the best out to play, too. Waiting for your opponent to brick all day. They do play Rolling Thunder, though, so we don't have a ton of time to let them do that. Coalition Honor Guard. That's bad for us. Opponent is at 16 minutes. Wheeler RPG is always around with the silver linings. That is the out to play, too. All right, we found a land. Opponent has Ghostly Flicker in hand that we know about, so we'll go ahead and run out Mogg War Marshal. Pass turn. 100% paying its echo cost next turn. Maybe not 100%. They have 4 Urza's power plants. That's pretty sweet. On the only 4 cards you draw are 4 Tron lands. So no blocks for us. If we can get Sparksmith down, maybe we'll be okay. But we're a long ways off of that. Actually, yeah, I think I let it go and I try to resolve Sparksmith here. Although opponent's a Teachings deck with Essence Scatter plus... Oh yeah, Sparksmith doesn't matter. Right, but we're going to play it anyway. Because we might find a 1-drop next turn. And we could always just like use it to kill Honor Guard. Yeah, there's Essence Scatter. In tandem with the Lightning Bolts. But we're pretty far behind here. Couple of seconds on clock. Those are so tight. You guys remember that time we killed Elves from over 100 life with like very few seconds on the clock? That was sweet. See, Reaping the Graves here just draws you tons of cards. If we could cast it. But we're tapped out, so our opponent fears nothing now. They're going to draw their deck effectively, and once they find a Rolling Thunder, I think that's probably just game. Nah, Sparksmith's dead. I wish he wasn't. I wish it wasn't, but it is. Still no Tron for our opponent, but they're working their way through our Gobbos. Was that removal? I imagine this is removal Tron, if that's what people call it. People are calling this flavor of Tron. Rolling Thunder X7 GG. Clown 1332 it was. It was one of my favorite moments as a content creator, I think. That was an amazing league. And that win was by far my favorite win. Opponent getting fancy on us. Is there any point, guys? Do we go any longer? I think I'm gonna give it like one more draw step to see if we even would have found the black mana. 0%. Yeah. They have Flicker up here for any interaction we might have. And, oh my goodness, they got the Hydroblast to hit the Chirurgeon. And we're going to call it there. They're going to get in for essentially lethal next turn. Ugh, guys, that was tough. All right, so 21 land deck. We're playing Tactical Terry, but 21 land deck on a 1-lander. We have Skirk Prospector to ramp if we have to. We have 2 bolts. I like a hand with 2 bolts. I think we have enough 1-drops to justify this. Reaping the Graves, real awkward here, but I'm into this. Proliferate commons will be very, very welcome. Tactical Terry. Oh my god, it's Oops All Edicts. No. Alright, play Great Furnace. Oh, I wonder what we want to cast if that's the case. I think this is a creatureless deck. Oh yeah, Terry knew. Terry was ready for us. We want Prospector to live for enough to... Okay, so we're going to play out Chirurgeon here, and then next turn we might be able to use Prospector to get out of War Marshal, but I don't want Chirurgeon, or I don't want Prospector to die this turn to like a Guess Verdict or something. Oh, they're going to Sign in Blood. Okay. Well then, how the turntables. Land. Land. Rotation Beetle. All right, so play Prospector. We've got the defense for it now, and we won't attack with an O2 to send a message. Although that is pretty sweet. 10% of their life down. We're getting there. Here come the Edicts. Yep, land. All right, so play land, play Mogg War Marshal. I could definitely go for some black mana here, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. Edict count 1. There's going to be a lot of Edicts, guys. This deck is called Oops All Edicts. So they're going to Tendrils the Prospector. You got it. All right, so I don't think we're paying Echo Cost here, especially because it lets us get down Life Staff to put on our attacker. There's black mana. All right, play Life Staff. Life Staff up the non-summoning sick Gobbo. Attack for 2. This isn't all Edicts. I feel cheated. And that's why you're counting. They Sign in Blood. Okay. Down to 17. Lots of cards in hand. Additional edicts incoming, I'm sure. There's Innocent Blood. We'll lose a Gobbo. And this Diabolic Edict. We'll lose a Gobbo. Gain some life. They pass. All right, so we're not going to play anything just yet. We may get one more 1-drop. And also, if we find a way to generate some mana, we might be able to like get a good Reaping the Graves turn. Another Mortician Beetle. Okay. We only have the 1 black mana to work with, but I think we're still just going to pass. They're up to Chainer's Edict mana. Like, we need enough mana to... Yeah, I guess we could burn face. They have no creatures, as far as I know. Although Lightning Bolt could become relevant. But yeah, we're just going to go for it. So Bolt Face, Bolt Face. Draw Chirurgeon. All right, so let's play 3 creatures. I like Chirurgeon here, but I don't think Regenerate is really going to matter. Guess Verdict. Yep. A little bit of a punt there, but we have another Mortician Beetle to back it up next turn. And I think we hold on to Magrator. Edict count 4. Oh yeah, good call on nerfing Tendrils. It'd be really nice to at least get a turn to like set up a Reaping the Graves, but it doesn't appear that they're going to allow us to do that. All right, so let's try to play a Magrator. They're going to Diabolic Edict. Yep. So we'll sack Chirurgeon. Gain some life. Gobbo comes down. Play Mortician Beetle. Play Life Staff. And pass. Even getting 2 creatures back with Reaping the Graves, like on their end step, would be okay. They can tap out for their Chainer's Edict this turn. But then we get in a pretty big attack with Mortician Beetle. Yeah, if I sacrifice the creature they're targeting, they won't gain the life. So they flashback Chainer's Edict. Yep, we'll sacrifice Magrator, pump up Mortician Beetle. It's 6. The body count grows. Okay, we find a little bit more mana, but it's not going to do anything here. We can't cast any spells to pump up our Reaping the Graves. We'll attack for 4. Going to gain a ton of life off this Mortician Beetle. I wonder how they win. Ugh. Okay. So we gain 6. They gain more than that. Ah, it's not countered. Cool. That is neat. So if we find a 1-drop, it might be worth just Reaping the Graves X2. Getting a Falkenrath Nobel and any other creature down is kind of nice. Play a land. Signs in Blood, down to 14. So if they cast another spell here, I think I'm going to Reaping the Graves. They corrupt. Okay, sure. All right, so let's Reaping the Graves. They only have 2 cards in hand. We're going to get back probably Beetle. Beetle, Raider, and maybe Chirurgeon. Beetle, Chirurgeon, War Marshal. Maybe even Prospector. I like Chirurgeon, though. All right, so we get back some creatures. And play out our creatures. I like Prospector off the top here. So let's go Prospector first. Then Chirurgeon. Here comes Edict. So we will sacrifice a Goblin, sacrifice Prospector to its own ability, add a mana. Chirurgeon comes down. We'll cast War Marshal, make a token, cast Mortician Beetle. All right, We got a board. They have 1 card in hand. 2 cards, I guess. So we'll see what they've got. We have a sack outlet. Oh, there's the Bazooka Bog. 1 card in hand. No chainers in the bin. And next turn we get Noble down. So we're going to let War Marshal go because it only represents the 1 extra damage now. What's up, Hardcore MTG? How you been? There's a Chirurgeon, but I think it's priority to just get down our Noble for when creatures start dying. Go to combat, attack for 3. They're at 24. That is a lot of life. And I can't decide whether I want to suit up Chirurgeon with the life stabs or not. Chainer's Edict. Okay, we'll lose a goblin. We will drain you, pump up our beetle, and they're going to get to flash it back. So another Mog would be great. Yep, here comes another Chainer's Edict. We let go a goblin. Drain you. So they get their 2-for-1 right after we get ours. Not ideal, but we are attacking for a ton here. So we're going to spread the love because of all our opponent's Edict effects. Ash Barrens doesn't do anything, but I guess we will basic land cycle it just to thin our deck. Get a swamp, play a swamp. Life Staff up. Life Staff up. Play Chirurgeon. Go to combat. Swing for 8. Whew. And we're close now, especially with Falkenrath Nobel on board. You lost count of edicts, Jay. There were a lot of edicts. Ill-gotten inheritance, there it is. That's going to gain some life. And they can crack it to get some drain going, too. We might be getting there, Waltzmark. It depends. It depends. Tactical Terry is very tactical. Never underestimate Tactical Terry. Another land is not what we were looking for. We will cycle it. Go get a mountain. Go to combat. Swing, swing, swing. For 8. This drains for 4. We can only drain for 4 here back. So unless they like tap out to use it, we can't win here. And it looks like they won't. It is going to represent some life gain for them here. It's kind of close. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the timeout tactic is real. All right, so they're going to use Chainer's Edict. That's fine. We'll sacrifice Chirurgeon. Ping you. Get a counter. And I think if they flash it back here, then they don't have enough mana to activate Ill-gotten Inheritance, and we should just win. And that's their only option. So their only option is to either Ill-gotten Inheritance. I think we win anyway. So they go up to 7. We attack for 9. Basic land cycling plus cycling. Yep. We could have won with it on the stack there, but there's no point. More time efficient. GGTT. Alrighty then. So Reaping the Graves are going to come in. Relics are going to come in. And how can we go even wider? We don't need our spot removal, so Terminates can come out. Sparksmiths can come out. I feel like Creatureless is how they're going. Although they might just like bring in a Gurmag Angler. Maybe having 2 Sparksmiths is okay. I like Bolts a lot. Warren Weirding would be interesting. Yeah, Warren Weirding would be interesting, right? For our own sacrifice shenanigans. Get even more creatures. We're definitely going to be able to do our thing here. So I'm going to take a 1 life staff for a Warren Weirding. We brought in a lot of non-creature spells. Maybe the life staff's extra damage seem to matter there, but I think the rest of these spells matter even more. Like even keeping more creatures in, just so that we make sure we're drawing into them. And committing them to the board. Probably just more relevant here. So hopefully they don't pivot on us and turn into a Gurmag Angler deck. That's kind of like the nightmare scenario. It's definitely not suited for this matchup, no. All right, 2 Reaping the Graves and a bunch of Mog War Marshals. This could be okay. I don't like how slow it is, but I'll keep. I like Mog War Marshal in this matchup a lot. And Goblin Matron. Edict count 0. Jay, pay attention. Turn comes back. We draw. Mountains and 1-drops are what we're looking for. Falkenrath Nobel is the worst possible draw in our deck right now, probably. 2 mana, probably Sign in Blood. Guys, I'm freezing. Spring went away. Spring left in Canada here. It came by and it was like, I'm not super huge on East Coast Canada this year. Later. Your Poutine isn't as good as I remember it being. Mog War Marshal, pass. And next turn will be a similar strategy. I don't think so. I think weather just cheats here. All right, so I think, like, part of me actually wants to pay for it. And I think I will, because it's good sacrifice fodder. Taking a turn off here, if we draw land, it's fine. All right, they're going to Verdict, so we'll sack War Marshal. So we just traded 2 mana for a card, pretty much. I guess time, well, I guess Verdict was a little like a time walk there, but we'll see. So they missed their land drop last turn. We'll see if they're back on getting their mana base together. They didn't. Winter and the NHL offseason. Winter and golf. They're going to Verdict and Upkeep. We lose a Gobbo. There's Sparksmith. We'll play another War Marshal. Combat. Attack for 1. Edict count 2. Jay's on it. Jay's way on top of it. And will we see additional edicts? Innocent Blood. Sack War Marshal. Saves us the mana commitment next turn. We draw. Falkenrath Noble. Could the Falkenrath Nobles just please frig off? I would really appreciate that. Go to combat, attack with the Gobbos. We definitely need more creatures. I agree. They hit their 3rd land drop, so it's almost Tendrils time, which means we should play Chirurgeon next turn. They're going to Chainer's Edict, we'll lose a Goblin. Oops, all edicts. Man, this deck. Chirurgeon. Okay, so play Chirurgeon, go to combat, attack for 3. We're getting a little mana screwed too. Yeah, we have 3 Reaping the Graves in hand, so we'll get the creatures back in some universe when they start hitting their land drops. Yep, there's a land drop. Let's see what this is. They play Evankar's Justice. Okay. That will kill everything. So I'm going to regenerate Goblin Chirurgeon and Sparksmith. They lose their Justice. Turn comes back. Definitely a desperation move, though. We find Ash Baron, so we'll go get red mana with this. Play red mana, play Chirurgeon, attack with Sparksmith, and pass. Owie, ouch, owie! Opponent down to 9, 4 cards in hand. They're going to Pristine Talisman, okay. Not a huge issue. I guess it is countering our Sparksmith. Worse than Edict count 1. Okay, what do we draw now? Land for Noble would be nice. Relic. I like Relic. But I think we kind of want to save it so that we can make sure we hit our 2 spells when we have to. What do we got for spicy lookings here? Sacrificing a Chirurgeon to a Warden Weirding actually sounds pretty tight here. But I think we just want another War Marshal. I can't think, or just like more Goblin Matrons to just keep going down the line. Like if we cast 1 a turn, we should be okay. Sledder would be interesting. Or even like Prospector to like actually get out. Yeah, maybe Prospector is the play. To get us some more mana. Although Matron would be great. This is kind of tough. I think I'm going to go Matron this time. I don't see why we should be in too much of a hurry. They only have 3 cards in hand. And playing 1/1s that replace themselves doesn't seem like a disaster, especially where we have all these Reaping the Graves in hand to kind of like buy back all that value. Trespasser's Curse. Well, that kind of makes this plan a little bit worse. And Crypt Incursion. Wish I had the Relic down now. They go up to 16. 2 cards in hand. Brutality. What do we draw? Mana is great here, yeah. So land, go to combat, attack. All the Reaping the Graves look pretty horrible now. And I think we go Falkenrath Noble. Not only is it a better clock, but it also gives us just a ton of versatility. Pass the turn, and then next turn we'll probably go Matron for Prospector. Play another Noble. Or maybe next turn we just go for another Noble. I think we probably just go for another Noble. It's probably even safer. And at that point, we should have it wrapped up, depending on what kind of disruption they have over there. So many Reaping the Graves. They're going to Tendrils the Noble, so we'll sack it to regenerate Matron. Oh, wait. We can't sacrifice it, but we can keep it around. All right, so they go back up to 20. That kind of sucks. Kind of counters the Noble. It does not counter 2 Nobles, though. There's an Ash Baron, so we'll Ash Baron cycle for... I think we're going to get black mana so that when we start casting more spells, we can cast a Reaping the Graves. Cast a Falkenrath Noble. Go to combat, swing for 3. 1 card in our opponent's hand. And next turn is going to be pretty sweet. Mark my words. Innocent Blood. All right, so we'll lose a Chirurgeon here. A little unfortunate, but we will drain for 2. Terry's always got the sweet lists. Like, if you want to talk to somebody about wicked Pauper lists, Terry is the one. Like, they've got the lists. I'm telling you. They got the best lists. Okay, turn comes back. We draw Sparksmith. So we're going to go Goblin Matron. Get drained. Yes, we will use its ability. We're going to get Prospector. Play Prospector. Get drained. Let's go to combat before we start sacrificing stuff. Attack, attack, attack. So this turn we play Goblin Matron, Prospector. Yeah, and we're going to play Reaping the Graves as well. How many more spells can we cast next turn, though? 1, 2. We can sack 2, 3. I don't know if I want to sack everything but the Nobles, though. I guess we might as well. Okay. So sack Sparksmith. Drain you for 2. Drain you for 2. Sack Chirurgeon. Drain you. Sack Mom. Drain you. Play Relic. And they Crypt Incursion. All right, so that's fine. We will Reaping the Graves in response. Get back everything, I think. So we're taking 1 Goblin Matron regardless. Oh, that's a good reap. Get this, get this, get this, get this. I did sack my mom. Hashtag no punts. All right, Crypt Incursion gains nothing. We get a Relic. And they don't have anything in the bin that I really care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah. Part of me even wants to just sack Prospector to get rid of the Edict here, but I think it's worth it not to. We'll pass. And discard, I guess, just a Sparksmith to hand size. We might not be able to cast it next turn. Because we can always just go Matron into additional Prospectors. Innocent Blood will sack a Prospector. Drain you. Drain you. And that should do it. Edict count 6. So I don't think there's anything meaningful in their graveyard now. And that should do it. So we'll go to end step. Relic you. I think we have, yeah, there's a Prospector off the top anyway. So we'll go to combat, attack. And go Prospector. Chirurgeon. Chirurgeon. And sack. What's up, Lobert? Thank you very much for the luck. Sack. I mean, that was super interesting. Like, I'm really glad we got to play this match. That was sweet. And this deck really kind of like showed its true colors. And that's why I loved it. Okay, yeah, that was sweet. We got him. Woo! All right, guys, here we go. Match 3. We got a hand that kind of like shows off the versatility of this deck, which is pretty sweet. I don't mind Mod War Marshal on turn 2. We got Terminate and Bolt if it's an interactive deck, and we got Reaping the Graves. I like having the 1-of in hand just in case it gets grindy, so we're going to keep. Me too. Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you came live. Glad to have you. Ooh, Slivers. Okay. Well, I'm glad we have all this removal. So I think we are going to go Mountain here so that we can Bolt, and then we probably want the Gain land down, actually. Yeah, let's Gain land. And then next turn we can Bolt a Lord, plus Carnarium back the Bloodfell Caves. And we can keep their creatures down to 1/1s. We might be alright. However, Slivers, pretty scary deck. That's not the scariest Sliver, by a lot. 2 Virulent Slivers is trouble. We got lots of rats in the board for them, but this is a little dicey. I kind of like War Marshal this turn. I feel like that pressures them into playing a Lord, and then we might be able to get a removal spell on that. It also represents a good chump blocker. I know I said we were going to use a removal spell, but I don't... If we have a way to just kill these things without using removal spells, then that's ideal. So we'll see. Yeah, there's a Muscle Sliver. Okay. You got it. They're going to get in. So we're going to eat like this. Take 4 poison. Very close to being dead here. And we're going to try as hard as we can to live through next turn. I don't know how we're going to do that. So I guess we can go... We can play Prospector now. We can take 3 more poison without dying. And we can kill Muscle Sliver in combat with a Bolt. Or we can kill it now, I guess. We should probably do that. Just so that we don't pass back and then things go horribly wrong for us. Although playing Prospector does allow us to potentially terminate if we have to do that. So I think I'm going to play Prospector. We can kind of... Yeah. I think that's what we're going to do. So play Prospector. And maybe we can try to like chip down their board next turn. I think that's a good idea. Thank you, Dankweed Duck. It's gonna be dicey though. All right, pass a turn. So opponent gonna go to combat. No plays with their 3 mana. That's interesting. So go through to blocks. Block like this. And like this, and block, maybe not block anything. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. No, we kind of have to go. Hold on. So, block like this, like this. I guess we have to put 3 on this one. And if we bolted before blocks, we wouldn't have as many creatures to block, though. I think we'll do it like this. I kind of want to keep Prospector around. I think Prospector is going to be important next turn. So we'll go this way. And we will sack a goblin, terminate the Lord, yeah, I should have blocked 2 Virulent Slivers. So we're going to lose an extra point of life and a poison damage here for pretty much no reason. But it is what it is. Kill a virulent sliver, hopefully. Take 1 and a poison. Pass it back to our opponent. They play a land. I can't imagine they don't have just like infinite more slivers here though. Ugh. Speaking of infinite more slivers. Yeah, getting their toughness down is definitely important. But here's just 3 lords off the top. Boom. Well, I know why our opponent wasn't casting spells last turn. Sparksmith is very good here. Okay, so play land. Play Sparksmith. Granted, I'd love to have Falkenrath Nobel down here, but we just don't have that luxury right now. Get a couple tokens. Pass the turn. They can play 2 lords, so they're going to get up to 4 power / toughness, so we can pick stuff off. But at what cost? I think we'll chump with War Marshal, most likely. Yep, so chump with War Marshal. It's going to be tough to come back. I think we can. Like, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility here. But we're not in great shape. Chirurgeon is interesting. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Noble. And we will... They're going to have more lords next turn. So you almost can't risk losing more creatures. We have to get rid of the poison damage right away. And I guess we have potential Reaping the Graves next turn to rebuild. So I think we pass, and then in response to the first lord, next turn, we'll Sparksmith. We do stand to gain a little bit of life here. So they can deal 9, 10, 11, 12 damage next turn. But we're going to gain some life. Yeah, they could have vines. All right, so we're going to kill Virulent Sliver first. Drain you, gain some life. And we can't untap the Sparksmith or anything like that, so we're just going to pass. We're losing goblins this turn, which is what makes it so difficult. And they have a bunch of lords and vigilance. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So if we chump 1, we can't, so we'll have to block 2. We can't activate anyway if we don't block this way. This will also gain us a bit of life. Adding mana doesn't matter here. This is pre-board, yes. All right, so turn comes back. We draw bolts. This is kind of interesting. So we can go Sparksmith, kill something, take 2 down to 5. Or Sparksmith, deal 2, bolt it, dead. Reaping the Graves. But then we can't cast anything else. I think we just got to go for a really good Reaping the Graves here. Or Reaping the Graves X2. So Chirurgeon. Yeah, this is tough. So we can go sack, sack. We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. We'd sack this too. Reaping is pretty cool. I'm trying to figure out how, because we have to reap and then cast a War Marshal. And I don't think that line's available to us. Yeah, I know, their dudes are huge. All we have to do is kill a couple lords somehow. We might be able to do this. So I think we do Reaping the Graves here. And I'm keeping as many goblins as possible. It could have been correct to just Lightning Bolt there if we were going to Lightning Bolt at all. But I think we need Sparksmith to block so we don't die. So I could sack 2 creatures here. They'd lose 2. We gain 2 up to 9. Play a Mog War Marshal. This is super weird. Okay. I think we just have to pass here. I think that's what we're going to do, yeah. Oh, good. I think we're just dead. Okay, so go through the blocks. Block, block. We have to block 3. Oh, no, we're still dead that way. So we're going to take 3 down to 4, kill a lord. This kills us. So you have to block everything. I think we're just dead. Or very, very close to it. We'll see if they have a pump spell. We are getting slivered for sure. Let's drain you. We probably needed that Reaping the Graves to be a heck of a lot better. Try to kill this. Drain you. Sack Chirurgeon to itself. Wait, no. I think we save Noble here. So sack Chirurgeon. Or sack Prospector and then... So save Noble. Ping you. All right, we got to start playing a little bit faster. That was a few too many decisions trying to actually stay alive this game. So opponent down to a pretty low life total. We're going to get more blockers next turn. Yep. And we're still at 8. Life Staff. That doesn't do anything here. So play Marshal. Play War Marshal. Pass a turn. Spaghetti of Discordia. Thank you very much for the follow and welcome. So 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers means they get in for 8, but we also gain a bunch of life. This uses the stack though, right? So we would just die. So yeah, so we have to block with Falkenrath Nobel as well. All right, here they come. Slivers, slivers, slivers. All right, so go through the blocks. Block like this. Block like this. Block like this. Block like this. And block like this. Opponent loses a bunch of life. We get a couple tokens. But we're probably out of it. And just for time, I probably should have conceded a while ago. We don't really have any rats to draw into, but... yeah, I wanted to play it out. So we're going to gain some life, make some tokens. What would we hit? What could we hit off the top that would like get us through here? Chirurgeon isn't it? So we can play Chirurgeon. 1, 2, 3. They're attacking for 12. We gain 3 up to 12, so we're dead. All right. Time to bring the rats in. We got to try to win 2 games really quick, guys. So I am going to be playing pretty fast. So we'll bring these creatures in. Probably Warren Weirding is good. I don't see why Reaping the Graves would be any good. Bladebrand is even probably fine here. We'll probably take out... We want the Life Staffs because Sparksmith is going to be a big contender here. We probably want to take out 1 Noble because it's too slow. This will be a good blocker. Mog Raider and Sledder probably go down a little bit. But I probably want... Yeah. So I'm going to take those 2 out. And we're going to go like this. All right, let's try it. Lots of removal. Got to play fast. Sparksmith in hand plus a big creature. I'm going to keep. We have Warren Weirding to help keep them down as well. So play a Bloodfell Caves, pass a turn. Next turn, we'll probably just go War Marshal because it makes Sparksmith better straight away. Actually, we should probably just play Sparksmith because then we can commit 2 more goblins to the battlefield and just kill their creatures every turn. Yeah, 1 bug definitely makes things better. See if they have a journey for it. Yep. Too bad. Okay. That's good for them. We have Weirding and Terminate to continue slowing things down. So I'm going to play Mortician Beetle before I play out the Mog War Marshals because it'll get counters off of their death triggers. Man, that was a good timing on that journey. Wheeler, thank you very much for hanging out, man. I'll see you on YouTube, dude. Thank you. So we have no effects here. Yep, Flanking Sliver. And Poisonous Sliver. Sillock Life Staff. Okay. So we're going to have to Warren Weirding them here. It's not getting a whole lot better. I don't think I want to offer the trade on this Mortician Beetle. We can terminate this in a second. And creatures might be able to get big enough that eventually the flanking doesn't matter. It's just kind of a weird lord. So we get a counter. We won't be blocking this turn. I assume they're going to play a lord, so we'll attack. And I'd like a sack outlet for these Mog War Marshals, but beggars and choosers and all that stuff, so that's probably not going to happen. Man, that journey was good for them. Let's see if we can find another Sparksmith. Yeah, it's definitely doing the Slivers thing. 1 more 1-mana Sliver, more flanking. Okay, that's real bad news for us. Man, that Sparksmith would have been great. We have our Wraths as well, so we have outs here. There's another mountain. All right, so we'll go Life Staff. And War Marshal. And Surfer 2. There's no point blocking with War Marshal here. I'd almost rather pump up the Mortician Beetle with its sack effect than block one of these 1/1s. Flanking does stack, so now it kills 2/2s. Flanking's pretty greasy. I mean, they don't have... Oh, now they have First Strike too. Like, if we can find a Wrath, if we can just find a Martyr off the top, this is so good. Like, we just need a Martyr off the top. The Vigilance is crazy good for them, though. That's going to make things real bunk here. All right, so War Marshal makes token. We get a counter. And draw Bloodfell Caves. That is certainly not what we're looking for. Granted, Mortician Beetle is a pretty good blocker now. We can kill one of these flanking slivers. Yeah, where they have First Strike, it's not very... So they have First Strike, but if I kill the one with First Strike with Terminate, do I just, like, get them for a bunch? I could kill 3 of their creatures, right? No. Yes, I could kill 3 of their creatures. So we're going to do it. Go to combat. And swing. I know it's risky to lose Mortician Beetle here, but I think just... They have 1 card in hand. If we can narrow their board down enough while they don't have a Lord, it's totally worth it. Getting in the way with the 2/2. And the Virulent Sliver. And a flanking sliver. Ooh, nice. Okay. So this is going to go pretty well for us. It's good for me. We will terminate the first strike sliver. And I wish we could sacrifice a creature. But we can't. So we're just going to kill all these 3 little guys instead. They're left with a creature that gives them flanking and 1 card in hand. So we get Falkenrath Nobel down next turn, which has evasion and does allow us to attack for 3 damage in the air with our Sylvok Lifestaff. Hopefully they don't just draw into a Lead the Stampede here. All right, Lord, not great for us, but beatable. We draw Carnarium, so I think we're just going to stay the course. We're going to play a Noble. They could be sitting on a Journey. Play Carnarium, and threaten to double block the Predatory Sliver if they want to attack with that next turn. Man, an extra, like, untapped mana there would have been sweet to get a Sylvok Lifestaff on one of these. Yep. And I think we have to take the damage here. Just take 7 down to 11. Because we have some good double blocks next turn. Or multiple blocks next turn. Especially where we can equip Sylvok Lifestaff up to one of our blockers. Ash Barrens is not what we're looking for. So play Log War Marshal. Lifestaff it up. Thin our deck a little bit. We are drawing lands like crazy this game, though, eh? Go to combat, swing for 2. Pass the turn, see what their 1 card is. We have some decent blocks this turn. Hopefully it works out. Oh yeah, true. Fair enough. We missed a point of damage, which is probably kind of important. So see if they want any attacks. All right, so I think we take out the Lords first. We're going to gain some life here, taking 7 down to 4, but gaining 3. So back up to 7. Hopefully they're not holding onto a pump spell. Yeah, I kind of had to have the read on that. Otherwise, we would have been in a lot of trouble. The point of damage might really matter, too. All right, so get some triggers. Gain some life. Get a token. And see what that last card is. What could it be? Just lead? Yeah, of course. Okay. Gets a bunch of slivers. Yeah, I was bluffing Terminate, exactly. Next level, we draw land. And I think that's it, guys. I think mana was just not our friends this game at all. Like, we're going to do our best here. But our opponent's going to play another Sliver Lord next turn. Get in for a bunch of damage. We can drain them down to 7, attack them for 3. But I don't see us winning beyond next game, or beyond, like, next turn. Oh, Lifestaff. Yeah, you're right. Pretty deep on tilt. Yep. They're going to get in for 3, 6, 10. Vigilance plus Gemhide is fun. All right, so Gemhide, Sinew Sliver. Yep. We'll take it. Down to 1. And Sentinel Sliver. But I don't know how we get through this, guys. Punt Staff, yeah. Goblin Matron. Oh, man. Okay, they're at 9. So if we Matron and get a Sack Outlet, we attack them for 3, down to 6. We Matron for a Sack Outlet, and then we have, what, 4 triggers? Then we only have 4 triggers. What if we get... gain 16 life. We could gain a bunch of life. But I don't know if that's enough. So 4... Oh, man, we don't have very much time. I think we can chump it out, yeah. So play Matron, and then I think we can play... All right, so we're definitely playing Matron, so let's do that. Well, Mog War Marshal does get more blockers. What are our options here? Kark Clan Shaman. Seems pretty weak here. Oh, we can get another Matron? And a sack outlet? And then how many triggers? Oh my god, we're off by 1? Are you kidding me? We are off by 1. We could have won if I would have gotten that 1 damage. Wow. Oh no, wait. Okay, so if we get Matron... But we can't sack Noble, right? We can't sack Noble. Our sack outlets only sack goblins. Off by 1, good stuff. We can definitely add mana and gain life. We're Skull Clamp, and we're running out of time too. We can't cast Marshal. We don't have enough mana. But we will get Goblin Matron. Oh no, we didn't. And play Matron. True. Get Mog War Marshal. But do we kill them with it on the stack? So play War Marshal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blockers. So effectively, if they attack with everything, we win. With Falkenrath Nobel triggers, but then they can just wait until the next turn and win. But I guess we could also just suicide our board into them. Oh, true. Warren Weirding would be good. Alright, go to blocks. Block everything. Oh yeah, we don't win. They go to 2, right. And we gain life. Ugh. We were close. Yeah, the 1 point of damage actually mattered. I'm so mad. Okay, and then we get to keep a goblin token. None of these have first strike or anything, so we can't really get them that way. All right. Yep, flanking happens. Trigger. Yeah, we do have bolts. That's true. Trigger. Oh man, I hate that. I hate that a pun is what did it. Okay, get a token. Yep. Yep. It's really unfortunate that we couldn't have killed anything on their side. Okay, gain some life. 1 blocker left. And see what we find. Another lead. Bolt off the top can do it. No Wrath is going to take us there, though. Come on, Bolts. Repay me for my punts. Deck, 1 time. Great Furnace. All right. GG's. Sometimes you make mistakes, and they cost you entire matches. All right, guys, I think I'm going to keep this. I like Goblin Matron with 4 mana. That does give us a lot of versatility. We have a turn 1 and turn 2 play. These are 2 of the best cards in our deck, so we are going to keep. I think I'm kind of on the same lines. Like, you have worse 2-for-1s in black-red than you do in black-green. Like, the 2-for-1 creatures are just, like, very good, you know? Oh, elves. Dag nabbit. We do have rads for those. I think I'm going to forego... I don't know, though. Query Ranger on turn 1's a little weird. I think we do just bolt it. We have a Terminate in hand. They might have a 2-drop Mana Dork they can't cast, so I am going to bolt it. We'll see. Because if they have no land and they want to play... Never mind. Priest of Titania, then they won't be able to. But they have the land, so... Ripperonis. Alright, so we find another red mana, but I think we're just going to Lifestaff plus Rakdos Carnarium here. And Terminate should grab their first kind of payoff card. That still would have been a lot more mana. Like, Query Ranger is one of the better enablers. I don't feel like I got a bad deal for that Lightning Bolt, but... Elvish Vanguard, okay. Terminate, pretty good answer for that. And not necessarily one we have to hold up next turn. 3 mana. Oh god, this card. Everybody's on their lead decks tonight. Oh, that's a good one too. Okay, opponent has found infinite creatures that we need to answer. We have no Wrath's main deck, so this is going to be dicey right off the get-go. So we'll play War Marshal. I don't think terminating this is worth it. And True Origin. Pass the turn. Because we're going to have to kill Timberwatch Elf. We only have one Terminate in our deck. Yep. And I think what that means is we're going to have to go get... Oh god, they have 2? I think what that means is we'll have to go get our... Whatchamacallit? What's his name? Sparksmith. Now there are 2 of them. Yeah, that's definitely trouble. So we're gonna go get... We're gonna go get Sparksmith. Yeah, the Tappy Zappy. Although we aren't gonna have very much life to play around with here. Yeah, no kind of spicy ways to wrap the board like this. And we will Lifestaff up a Matron. And pass. A little bit of extra mana to get Sparksmith down there would have been nice, but it's Smarksmith to you. Yeah, Nameless Inversion would have been sweet. So now they're going to have to use Timberwatch to save one of the creatures they send in. From Matron, or from a double block, so it's debatable. If they send in their Timberwatch Elves, I'll be blocking those. But I probably won't do any other blocking. Like, we'll just have to take whatever 100 damage they're going to do. I think it's just too slow. I think I would have had to Sparksmith at least a turn earlier. Oh god, it's so bad. Like, I'm just going to trade 4 creatures with a Timberwatch Elf activation here. Bad news. I think we just chump this turn. Like, we'll chump Elvish Vanguard, but then do we just die to the other one? So they attack with everything. Yeah, I think 2 Timberwatch activations actually just kills us here. Well, they only have 3 attackers and we have 3 blockers. Oh, and they have Lizalana. Nice. Yep, Well-Wisher. So we're going to Wrath our board. We have 1 Terminate to back it up. I think we're just dead here. Let's go. We don't have any Wraths to draw into. Another Sparksmith would have been nice, but... Okay, so we're going to bring in Krark-Clan Shaman, Martyr of Ashes. And I think that's it. Maybe just our other removal spells, like Bladebrand, Warren Weirding, Electrickery. Not missing anything else, am I? And we can't go down Sylvok Lifestaffs because we're bringing in Krark-Clan Shaman. Like, we need the artifacts. We only have 3 main deck artifacts without these. As much damage as Timberwatch would. Yeah, that's fair. So what do we want to take out? These are going to Wrath our little creatures. So I think like Raider and Slitter aren't as good. And we're not playing against an Electrickery deck. So we'll take out Raider and Slitter. I think Warren Weirding is probably generally going to be bad. This isn't going to be a Reaping the Graves matchup. And I think we can shave a Falkenrath Nobel because it's too slow. I don't think we want to bring in the relics. I think we just got to hope we draw into our artifacts at the right time. Let's do it like this. Hope we find the Wraths. No, this hand's bad. Yeah, even with a red mana, it's not even really defensible. Okay, I like this. We'll keep. And land on top. That is an artifact. Our deck is being nice to us today. It's discovered. So we'll play Prospector. We don't want them to know we have Karkland Shaman. And we'll pass. We might stand to have a way to get Mortician Beetle big enough that it doesn't die to our Wrath effect too. Opponent kept 7, so that means I got a good one. Mystic. Yep. Debatable whether I want to offer the trade here. I think I do. I doubt they'll take it. Strange that we may be the beatdown. Play Vault. Play a Mortician Beetle. And we're just going to pass. We do have the option to Electrickery here. If we have to. Or we feel like we have to. But then next turn, I think I might still just run out Goblin Matron. We'll see what their turn looks like here. See if anything necessitates in a Mortician Beetle activation. If this is Priest, I might just go ahead and snap off Electrickery this turn. It depends. It's a hard card to time. Because the upside is so high. Vanguard, yeah. Birchler Rangers. Okay, so I'm going to do it. Especially because we have Shaman in hand. So pump up Mortician Beetle. And Electrickery. It's still a 2-for-1. And our opponent doesn't have any mana to play with now. So we'll play a land, go to combat, attack with Mortician Beetle. And Goblin Matron. They can make more mana that way, though, and then they just play more creatures that turn. I think it's a toss-up there. Because that way they can make another mana and cast another elf. But yeah, maybe Birchler Rangers is important enough that we want to get rid of it. Okay, so what do we tutor up? I guess it isn't really a 2-for-1 that way. I think we're going to get Sparksmith. I think Sparksmith is really good in this matchup. Even if we might lose it to Karkland Shaman, I think it might be able to control the board until that kind of becomes a last resort. So we'll get Sparksmith and pass the turn. Them being able to play Timberwatch now is troublesome if they have it. Okay, Birchler Rangers means we probably don't have to expect one of those. Yeah, it has to come down before Timberwatch. Lead the Stampede. Sure are good at drawing them. There's Timberwatch Elf. Chirurgeon. Okay. Well, I'm cool with having more goblins on the battlefield. So we'll play Sparksmith. Play Chirurgeon. Go to combat, swing for 3. Yep, Martyr is in. So now we can kill a Lizalana with our Sparksmith as well, which I'm pretty into. We'll see if they can find a way to defend their Timberwatch Elf. But I'd like to be able to control the board with it for a little while before I just trade it off for Karkland Shaman activations. Yep. And so we're going to see both elves. They drew off Stampede here. Yep. Opponent's passing. Oh yeah, that's 2. And Sparksmith. But right now, I don't know that that's necessary. So we're going to go ahead and just take this out before I forget about it. And go to combat. We will offer the trade with the Birchler Rangers here. Yeah, Chirurgeon lets me save everything, actually. That's actually kind of worth noting. Like, if I have to, I can save Sparksmith. I can let Karkland Shaman go and save Sparksmith. Kind of like that. Okay. Pass the turn. Now even Spider Silk Armor isn't that much of a disaster. Huntmaster, okay. So next turn might be the turn to get fancy with the shaman, depending. See how explosive this turn is. Mm-hmm. 1 mana means they're going to get another dork. They're at 11 here. Yeah, you would have to regenerate multiple times. That's correct. But hopefully we only have to activate once. Oh my god, is this Distant Melody? No! Yep. Okay. We'll see. We'll see how strong this Distant Melody ends up being. It all depends how much they play this turn. Query Niger. Yep. We might have to let Shaman go. Or I think, actually, no. I'd sacrifice Chirurgeon and Shaman to keep Sparksmith and Shaman around for another activation. Birchler's going to let them get another 2 mana to keep casting stuff here. Gonna get an island. And we'll see if they stop there. Untap Priest. Okay, they're going to dump their hand, so we might be okay here. Keep in mind that they have an island. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. There's another Timberwatch. That's troublesome. So we got to kill this, but we're going to wrath their board. So Timberwatches aren't that scary when our opponent doesn't have any elves on board. 3 cards in hand. Hopefully they don't have another Distant Melody. That's kind of the nightmare when they just have like multiple Distant Melodies in hand. Granted, we could just activate twice and like completely knock them out. I mean, it's not inconceivable. So 2 lands and an unknown for our opponent. So play Great Furnace. Play Karkaland Shaman. Activate Sparksmith, targeting Lizalana. We definitely want that bad boy down. I'm sure they have some regenerate effects here. All right, so we will regenerate Sparksmith, sacrificing Matron, get a counter. And regenerate, I think that's it. And I think we just like Wrath X1 or go X2. Oh, this is hard. So if we go X2 here, our stuff just dies anyway. We would have to just use up our Shaman. Yeah, 2 activations does seem cool. So keep Sparksmith. Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, it's going to die anyway, but... Okay, so... Oh, I see what you guys mean, because you get more sacrifice triggers that way. Okay, so Shaman, sack an artifact, Shaman, sack an artifact, and then Chirurgeon regenerates Sparksmith, sacrifice Shaman, get a counter. And then I'm going to sack this to itself so we get another counter instead of just letting it die. Yeah, that was all real interesting. All right, an X2 goes through. We're going to have to keep our Sparksmith. Our opponent's board is down. Choose a replacement effect. What? Oh, okay. So you have to choose regeneration shields. That's weird. All right, attack our opponent for 5. Hopefully they don't just have another, like, lead the Stampede. They're dead next turn, for all intents and purposes. We got him! Woo! Okay, so that was tenuous. Oh no, God, Windows noises. I should just turn those off. That was tenuous, guys. That was very, very tenuous. Yeah. Ugh, okay. So, Falkenrath Nobel would have been sweet there. But I think that's just how we got to do it. Oh, God. That was a sweet win. And now they're scared. They would have cast lead if they had it. Yeah, I think you're right. This hand's really bad. This hand's super sketchy. It's got a bolts. It's got a beetle. So we could go fast. Our opponent kept 7. I don't think this is bad enough to ship. Like, we can keep mulliganing looking for electriceries, but how much does turn 1 red mana help us? I guess, yeah, turn 1 red mana is actually pretty good. Yeah, so I think we're actually going to top this here, so we don't have to go tap land on turn 1. We got to go fast. Faster than our elf opponent, which is, you know. All right, no 1-drop. Well, I can live with that. So Great Furnace and Prospector. Pass the turn. See what turn 2 is. No 1-drops out of Elves is super weird. Right? Like, what's going on over there that they don't want to cast a 1-drop? Maybe they have that regenerate spell. Like, makes their creatures survive. Electricity is nice. So go to combat, we'll swing. And I kind of had to guess they wouldn't block there. We'll play a swamp. Play Mortician Beetle. Pass a turn. Yeah, they might be waiting to play Spider Silk Armor. That's scary. That would have been a pretty good reason to leave up Electricity this turn. Vanguard, sure. Same idea, Vanguard into Birchlore Rangers. That's a little scary. Sure. I don't know if we want to sack this to itself in order to kill this Vanguard or not. Well-wisher. I think we have to. So sack this to itself. And bolt the Vanguard. We have Electricity in hand to like keep things somewhat clear, and we can leave that up next turn. All right, so, man, okay, so Bojuka Bog, clear your graveyard. Go to combat, attack for 2. And pass turn. Them waiting for Spider Silk Armor would just be so evil. All right, let's see what they want to do. They have lots of mana now. We're pretty hardcore representing Electricity here. I just want to, like, you kind of have to get them almost completely hellbent to win. Like, we have to make this the best Electricity we've ever resolved. I mean, in response to the activation is almost just as good. But we'll see. One Well-Wisher activation isn't gonna finish this off. It is a good point. Gleeful Sabotage. Okay, well, there goes our red mana. That's trouble. Yep. So I'm gonna activate Well-Wisher. They're gonna get their mana. Ooh, Elves on the LD plan. They're going to choose the mana over the activation here, which is nice. But they are going to have 3 mana to play with. So is this Timberwatch? Timberwatch. Well, Timberwatch with no elves on board. Not all that scary. There's some red mana. Thankful to see that. And we play our other artifacts. Attack for 3. And we'll see what our opponent's got. Leads and melodies, all scary stuff. They definitely forced the trickery there, though. Priest. Priest with 2 cards in hand, also not that scary. So they're passing here. I think we serve. I don't think they're going to block. We can't sacrifice anything, so there's no point playing more War Marshal. Land there was pretty bad beats. So we'll play War Marshal, which will get another counter on our Beetle next turn. Get some more red mana down. I think we want the untap land here just in case we hit Goblin Matron. Should have re-equipped. Apparently I just don't know how to use Sovok Lifestaff. No attacks from our opponent. Alright. So Timberwatch Elf playing defense. Pretty much just as sketchy. Alright, so we'll let this go. Grow our Beetle. Matron. Alright, well, Matron can go get Sparksmith. And it's going to be hitting for a fair amount, but they can pump their stuff even bigger, which makes me think that Shaman X1 here is terrible. We don't have any other artifacts. So do we get Sparksmith or Kark Clan Shaman here? It's got to be Sparksmith, right? Then they can just never activate their Timberwatch again. Yeah, it's definitely Sparksmith. As tempting as Kark Clan X1 is, they only have 1 card in hand. And Timberwatch can now pump itself for +3/+3, so now it's just too big for us to manage. So we'll pass. And hope they can't make their creature so big with Timberwatch Elf that we can't get a good attack in next turn. Llanowar Elves, not super relevant. Quirion Ranger is a beating, for sure. Or any way to give a creature hexproof, for that matter. We draw Mountain, because our deck is the best. Alright, attack with Mortician Beetle. So either we wrath their board here. I think that's just the result. So if they want to kill this, we wrath their board. They just let it through. You got it. And we'll play a Mountain, just in case there is some Goblin Matron nonsense to happen. Opponent plays Findhorn Elves, yep. So maybe they're just trying to go wide enough that they can attack for lethal anyway. Which, I mean, it's reasonable. Okay, everything is mostly fine. This game is crazy. Alright, opponent's just passing back to us. We draw another Lifestaff. Okay. So I think we're just going to play Lifestaff, equip up to Mortician Beetle. Now I kind of wish I did have Kark Clan Shaman. And we can attack here for 5. So if they don't block, they're on a 2-turn clock. And if they do block, same idea. We can kill whatever creature they try to pump with Timberwatch Elf before that matters, and then we get to wrath their board with it. At which point they're just dead to our goblins next turn anyway. Opponent chooses not to block, like Glee's story. And we'll re-equip Lifestaff. Re-equip Lifestaff. And pass. Yeah, if we Sparksmith on their end step, I guess that does mean Timberwatch Elf is tapped. We do take a lot of damage, a little unnecessarily, but that's true. This might be the turn to do that. Alright, so no... Yeah. Alright, so Sparksmith on Timberwatch. Maybe should have done that a long time ago. What's up, MJ Bacon 13? How you doing? Yep, so they're Timberwatch themselves. You got it. And we'll play a land, because we draw 1,000,000 of those. Kill... actually, we'll equip this up. Equip this up. And I imagine 3 elves are just going to get in the way this time. We have to kill Timberwatch with Sparksmith here. That's just fairly obvious, but I just want to see how they're going to block first. Because they will block. Probably with 3 elves. Now they're just going to chump. Okay. You got it. So elf down. Kill Timberwatch. And pass. We are only at 13 here. That's not a great position to be in. And opponent. No attacks. They're going to pass. Oh my god. Alright, so we swing with everything, right? So they block here, block here. All they have to do is block here, and they can take 4. But I don't know that they will. I think we just keep abyssing them with Beetle. And doing it like that. They only have 1 card in hand. I can't see how this could go horribly wrong for us just yet if we keep attacking this way. Attacking with everything lets them kind of choose which of our creatures stay on the battlefield and which don't, which I think just like makes for kind of bad chances. All right, play Bloodfell Caves, gain a life, and pass the turn with Sparksmith up. But I think we got this game locked down anyway. Yeah, re-equip. We don't do that here. I did. I remembered. All right, so no attacks from our opponent. Turn comes back. Noble, that'll do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Noble. Go to combat. And swing with everything. And that should be game. Blocks and blocks. We'll shoot this down. And I think we win. Sweet. So this hand's bad, right? This is all of our reactive stuff. Like, I don't think we want any of these things at all. You know, right now. It depends on what deck it is. I guess Terminate Lightning Bolt is decent for a start, but we're not doing anything beyond that. Like, yeah, we wanna be productive. This hand's not a lot better, but it has 2 War Marshals. If we had an untap land, then we might be okay. I think there's 5s that look worse than this. It has 2 4-drops, so we have to survive to cast 2 4-drops, but I think I've seen 5s worse, so we're going to keep. Do not want another tap land. We do want our 4th land eventually, but we don't want another tap land. Oh my god, again? Alright, so play Bloodfell Caves, pass the turn. Might hit a red creature. Yeah, this one allows us to actually play a little bit. And it looks like our opponent's on Elves. Attacking with Query Ranger. I like it. And Mana Dork? Oh, no, it's... Well, that's Stompy. Okay, you got it. So play Bajuka Bog. Stompy is going to be trouble too. We definitely have to get our Falkenrath Nobles online real quick. And just wanted that classic matchup. Goblins versus Stompy. But we are no red deck wins simpletons here. So Skargan Pitskulks is where the scariness starts. A couple of Ledgewalkers, that's interesting. All right, not hitting our lands. Maybe I should have waited and kept that 3rd land drop. But I wanted an untap land to see if we could hit a Mog War Marshal at least on time. We do need main deck or Electrickery HZ Dota. I completely agree. So we can't block these Solana Ledgewalkers, unfortunately. A little weird that our opponent has so much mana and 4 cards in hand. There's Pitskulk. Scary boy. All right, so Pitskulk will probably eat this Terminate. We're not going to pay Echo. If we can get Goblin Matron down, we can't. I think we kind of want to leave Terminate up here. I think our opponent is going to go for an enchantment on Pit Skulk, and I definitely don't want that happening. Although they do have 2 Ledgewalkers online. So we'll see what happens here. So I think it's good to wait until post damage. I know we could save 2 damage there, but they might have tried to equip up Pit Skulk. They could have Vines here as well. Which is trouble, but it's Vines that isn't killing us, so... Yeah, there's Vines. Okay. You save your boy. Too bad Vines doesn't, like, regenerate or something. I don't know what we want to... So if we go Matron here, I think we actually get a sack outlet. Like, I think we actually get Prospector and then try to make enough mana. Like, we don't have Wraths to get rid of these at any point. So I think we have to find our way up to 4 mana for a Falkenrath Noble. And when we do hit a Falkenrath Noble, we want a sack outlet more than we want a... Oh, man. Even the Edicts here are pretty good. There's a lot of good stuff here. But I think we just want Prospector. Go to combat, swing for 2. I doubt they'll block. They do not. Here they come with the Ledgewalkers and the Pit Skulk. We're going to take 4. Down to 8. And Vault Scourge. Not great. All right, so play Prospector. And now I'm debating whether I want to sack 2 creatures now. I think we just play... It's like, are we going to survive a turn or not? You know what I mean? Are we going to survive a turn or not? I guess Falkenrath Noble also blocks all of their flying creatures, so it helps us there too. We can block a Pit Skulk if need be. Maybe getting the life gain now is just too relevant. So we'll sack like this, play a Noble. And pass the turn. I wish I had something instant speed to play here, but we just don't. Matron might have to block Career Ranger to help us from dying here, so I'm going to let it go. All right, let's see if they have the pump spell to kill Falkenrath Noble. I imagine they do. And it's a lot more difficult for us to play another one next turn. So I don't... We're dead to a Vines if we don't block, so I do think we have to block here. We're still dead to a Vines. Never mind. All right, sweet. Falkenrath Noble didn't die. That's pretty good for us. And are we going to see the Morbid activation here? No. All right, that's also good. Ooh, baby. Okay, so cast War Marshal. Sack War Marshal. Drain you. Get a token. Sack a token. Drain you. Sack a token. Drain you. Play a Noble. Sack a Matron. Drain. And now Warren Weirding is actually surprisingly a very real card next turn if these guys stick around. Play a Chirurgeon. So we have so much life gain now that we might not even have to risk the blocks, which could just be correct. So I think I'm not going to block next turn, and we're just going to use our creatures to help us out. I guess we have Chirurgeon to potentially save one of them from dying. So yeah, attacking with 1. Pretty okay. We'll pass. Come on. They're going to hunger. Sure. All right. So opponent coming in for attacks. Getting in. I don't want to die to kicked Vines here, so we are going to block like this. and regenerate. Sack Chirurgeon. Yeah, we definitely can't afford no blocks. So drain you. Drain you. And they go back up to 11. But we're going to have a good turn this turn, hopefully. So go to combat. Attack for 4. And then we can go Mog Raider. Oh, they're going to untap Pit Skulk. Very nice. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Yep. So they are going to get to eat 1. Jeez. Okay. So... Yeah, that was just bad. Okay. Onboard tricks, man. Querying Ranger. I took people out with him yesterday. You know what it is. So all that should have happened pre-combat, basically, is what I'm saying. We will cast Mog Raider. Cast Goblin Matron, probably. So cast Goblin Matron. Go get a War Marshal. And pass the turn. Yeah, we probably could have won if I didn't do that. It's late. I'm off. Whatever. So opponent gets in for a ton. And we might just be dead here. They pass. So there's another War Marshal. All right, so play War Marshal. It's not that late. It's true. Sack War Marshal, get some mana. Drain you. Sack a token. Drain you. Play War Marshal. Sack War Marshal. Drain you. Sack a Goblin. Drain you. Play... I think we want to do this first. Sack a Goblin. Drain you. Play Mog Raider. Play... No, I know, it's tough sometimes. Play Reaping the Graves. I think we want to play Reaping the Graves here. We don't have any other red spells to cast, so we will Reap. Let's play Reaping the Graves. Get back War Marshals, I believe. We can get back Noble, but we don't have any black mana to cast it. So we'll Reap. Get back a bunch of Marshals. War Marshal. Get back War Marshal. And they scoop. Sweet. We stormed him out. All right. See, guys, it was nothing. I had it the whole time. All right, so Karkalan Shaman probably going to come in. Martyr of Ashes going to come in. Warden Weirding and Blade Brand are probably okay in this matchup. I don't think we want anything else. I think that's kind of what we want to do. We know we got to keep the life staffs. Nobles, despite how good they did there, probably one of them's going to come out. Weirding might be kind of a trap. Maybe we just want the Wraths and the Blade Brand. And honestly, Falkenrath Nobel having flying is relevant. And they do have hexproof creatures. Sledder and Raider are probably less relevant. And maybe we lose... Oh, I kind of don't want to cut Reaping the Graves. Like, he was so good there, but we probably won't draw into it, so we'll do it like this. All right, let's try it like that. Try to control the board. This is an okay hand. One sack outlet and we are off to the races. We can make a couple of big beetles almost straight away, so I like that. We're gonna keep. Go for the big beetle tech. They're good blockers. Not good enough to block that. Black mana. Beautiful. Okay, so black mana, play Mortician Beetle. Pass turn. This is a really fast deck, though. Like, you have to respect how fast this deck is. Attack for 2, yep. And what do you got? Burning Tree. Okay. Burning Tree Emissary. That's definitely the start from Stompy you don't want to see. There's Ledgewalker. Thank you, Mount Mentat. Thank you very much. Staying positive for positive. Let's get there. Okay, so now we're going to cast Mortician Beetle. We'll pay a tapped land here. Going to get up to 4 mana as quickly as we can. Next turn, we can cycle our Ash Barrens, play a Mogwar Marshal. Would have been nice to leave up red mana there, honestly, but we'll see. Quirion Ranger, yep. I mean, we're going pretty far out of our way to make a couple of 2/2s here. And Rancor on the Ledgewalker, definitely. Martyr would be great here. Martyr is a Wrath. No blocks yet. Our creatures can definitely stand to be better than that. Granted, we don't have very much life left. Yep. And got a 1-drop? No 1-drop. Well, there's something to help us cast our Lightning Bolt, and it means we don't have to cycle Ash Barrens this turn. So we'll just go ahead and War Marshal. And pass the turn. Man, Quirion Ranger. You gotta remember the Quirion Ranger, guys. It doesn't look like the ones I was using. Alright, what are you doing over there, opponent? Thinking about their attacks. And here they come. Da-na-na-na-na-na. So we're going to block and block. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, The Grumbler. I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to the Jank Bank. I wonder if we'd even trade one Mortician Beetle with this. We probably want more creatures down for next turn when Noble comes down. If we're going to start kind of willy-nilly sacrificing creatures like. All right, let's see what our opponent's move is here. Might have to try to juke him somehow. They're going to let it go. Okay. So we're not going to do anything fancy lightning bolting anything here. We are at 6. Definitely have to be cognizant of that. Another Ledgewalker. Okay, so I think while they're tapped out, we're going to go ahead and bolt this Nettle Sentinel. That'll make next turn a little bit better for us, a little bit easier. I like that Gorger can block Solana Ledgewalker, but like it's just so tough here, right? Or that Noble can block Solana Ledgewalker, but they just put the Rancor on the other one. And then we're in so much trouble. Chirurgeon. Okay. Play a land. And I think we just have to play Noble here. If we just play Noble, though, they have a lot of ways to be able to kill us. Or is it is Noble our only way out? Yeah, Noble block, I think, is the only thing we can do. To, like, actually prevent ourselves from dying. So go to combat, swing with everything but a Goblin. We'll see if they want to trade with the Beetles, but I imagine they'll just take the damage here. Yep. And if they have a fight spell, they win. So no creatures have died. We're not dead to hunger. They're going to make 3 mana for Elephant Guide, I imagine. Oh, Epic Confrontation. Okay. So they are going to deal a lot of damage to us here. And if they have a pump spell, they win. Yep. All right, we're dead. Well, I think we at least played that one optimally. Okay, so what do we know now that we might want to change? I guess Electrickery could probably be fine. So let's bring Electrickery in, maybe over something that's a little bit slower. Maybe Chirurgeon. Maybe 1 Life Staff, but we do have Krark-Clan Shaman. Chirurgeons? Oh, so we could just call it like Surgeons? Okay. Maybe I take one of these out. Let's try it like that. Having creatures is definitely important, but keeping my opponent's board controlled is also pretty important. All right, I like having Warren Weirding this early, and I also like having sack outlets with a sack payoff, so this is kind of everything our deck's trying to do. Let's play a Swamp, and pass the turn. We'll go get some red mana. This many Ash Barons is definitely not what we're looking to do, but we'll see. All right, well, I'm happy to at least get a 2-power creature off the battlefield with our Warren Weirding. Although it's not an ideal one, and there's a Lightning Bolt to help us out. So maybe we actually just want to see how their turn plays out. I think I'm happier about that. Let's do it that way. Because if they play a Hexproof creature, then we want to kill Metal Sentinel and then Edict the other one. So we might as well Bolt now. And see if our opponent has a follow-up. I imagine they do. Vault Scourge, sure. We definitely want to kill that too. Let's go to end step. Get some red mana. And now we want a little bit more mana. So maybe ooh, Terminate. That's nice. All right, let's play Prospector, and we'll see how their turn goes. I like having 2 instant speed removal spells here. They found another land. Yep. Go to combat. Swings with Vault Scourge. Sure. I'm okay taking 1 here. And Burning Tree. Okay. Sure. So that at least means they'll be tapped out by the end of their turn. That makes our Edict a lot worse. Okay. Sure. So go to end step. We will kill the Vault Scourge. We definitely need some better blockers coming down, though. There's Mortician Beetle. Okay, so play Mortician Beetle. We definitely want that down before we get up to our sacrifice shenanigans. And we're going to have to take a turn off here to kind of let our opponent hit us. And then we're probably going to make a big Mortician Beetle and cast a Falkenrath Noble and hope that that's kind of enough. But they have tons of cards in hand, and we've wasted a lot of resources trying to whittle down their board. Thank you so much for the follow, Crooked Cultist. I really appreciate that, man. Welcome to the Jank Bank. We're going to take 4 here. Yep, down to 15. And Pit Skulk. Yep. We draw a War Marshal. Okay. So we play War Marshal first. Or do we want to wait until we get Noble down to play War Marshal? That means we have to wait another turn, and we give them the opportunity to potentially... Yeah, I think we want both. Even though this is kind of a bit slower. We want to turn this Marshal into an extra body and an extra mana to make our Mortician Beetle huge this turn. Because that'll give them 2 things to contend with kind of straight away. Sack a Gobbo. Get a counter. Sack a Gobbo. Get a counter. And play Falkenrath Noble. And we have Regeneration backup for it now, and Mortician Beetle is a pretty great blocker on this board. So we'll do it like that, pass the turn. Opponent going to hunger up the Pit Skulk. Yep, it's 5/5. Board looks okay. It's a little weak to like excessive pump spells and stuff. So Goblin Chirurgeon gonna regenerate and sack itself. So Chirurgeon essentially trading for a pump spell here. And we'll see if they pump to try to keep it unblockable. They're going to kick Vines on it. Okay, sure. So it's going to get in for 9, but that's it. No lifelink or anything. Doesn't make it a lot scarier. We're at 7. I guess it is pretty huge, but our Mortician Beetle should always be able to block it. Krark Clan Shaman with no artifacts on board. I love it. All right, go to combat. Attack with Falkenrath Noble. At least get them for 2. I wonder if we play Shaman just as a blocker or just as a sack out. Probably just something to sack. Yeah, I'll play Shaman because we might want to Warren Weirding and like do something clever that way. So I like having Shaman down here. It'll make them play a little scared, but if their plan is to play scared, then so be it. All right, what are you up to, opponent? They're going to rancor up the Pit Skulk, which will make it pretty huge. Okay. So it's a 7-5, sure. They go to attacks. And swing, swing, swing. Okay, no other swings. So what we'll do is we will die. Okay, no, we can't die here. So sacrifice a gobbo. Add a mana. Drain you. And I don't know if we want to go all in on Prospector here or not. Like, I think we just have to take 7, go down to 1. But we'll never be able to block it again. So if they have a pump spell, like if they have another whatchamacallit, then we're dead, and we just have to deal with that. Okay. Get a counter. Make a 7/7. Go to blocks. Block like this. And they trade. Opponent gets a rancor back. They get drained twice. And Nettle Sentinel. Okay. Well, this isn't looking great. Lifestaff's okay. So we'll play Lifestaff. Equip up Lifestaff. And just pass. I don't think we want to attack here. We're not blocking, so I think we do attack. Hopefully find a way to win next turn. All right, what do you got, opponent? You stomping? Definitely stomping. They're mono green, so they're stomping. 100% stomping. Rancors up Nettle Sentinel. Or Burning Tree. Yep. So it's 4, 6, 8. And they can sack the Eldrazi spawn to trigger Morbid to win. With Hunger, we go to 3. Okay. Another Nettle Sentinel. That's probably it. Bloodfell Caves. Yeah, I think we're just dead. So we're at 3. We go up to 4. Can block 1. Then they hit for 4. All right, getting stomped. Brutal. Hello out there in YouTube land. Thank you so much for hanging out for the entire league. As you saw, this deck is incredibly powerful. Unfortunately, we lost an entire match, kind of lost the potential for a positive record off of a single punt, but you know what? You live and learn. You're going to re-equip your Sovok Lifestaff a lot more often. We all know that Aokis is great, so make sure you take their deck out and try it out. Make sure you sequence things properly. We saw how important that was in a few matches. Falkenrath Nobel is actually insane. If your deck can survive long enough to actually cast one by turning Mortician Beetles into Abysses, then your opponent is just totally up against it if they can't answer your sack outlets correctly. Anyway, tons of depth, as you'd expect. Try it out, learn the deck. It's obviously powerful. Again, thank you so much for hanging out for the entire league out there on YouTube and for the whole stream out here on Twitch. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.